The internet is on the verge of actually exploding if the Switch 2 doesn't get announced this week. Given the rumors, it looks like that is incoming. Maybe by the time this episode goes live on YouTube, we'll know something. Uh, Microsoft is also cooking up some things for next week's Developer Direct and also bringing stuff everywhere else, kind of as expected. But welcome back to the game news. I don't want to meander too much in there. Let's get to our topics. Thank you for being here and checking out the stream. And that is the wrong thing. Here we are. All right, we'll just cut that out. Anyway, let's get to our first topic. Marvel Rivals starts 2025 by clobbering the most played charts, hitting over 640,000 players on Steam alone. And this is from Harvey Randall over at PC Gamer. Sorry, I don't remember where all these articles are from usually. But that's around 35% more players than Helldivers 2 had in its day. The article goes to talk about just how many people have been on, according to Steam, talking about the launch of Season 1 in the game. We've been playing it a lot here on this channel. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a breath of fresh air in the hero shooter genre because it's easily identifiable heroes. It's fun to play. The gameplay is good for almost every single character. You can easily find something you like. It's no surprise that this game is doing well, but it's good to see a new player in the hero shooter genre not get shut down in 2 months. So anyway, that's cool. Congratulations to the team over at NetEase and all the devs involved with Marvel Rivals for their success. Let's hope they can keep the pace. They're talking about new heroes every 6 months. Let's see if they can do that. We have the rest of the Fantastic Four to look forward to, so that's awesome. All right, moving on to our next topic. As we do, here we are. I thought this was interesting. Marvel Rivals fans are using the Invisible Woman to detect alleged bot matches. This is on IGN from Michael Kripe. It says new Marvel Rivals character, the Invisible Woman, is proving useful when it comes to detecting what fans believe are bot enemies in their lobbies. Bots are an issue Marvel Rivals fans have been obsessed over for weeks, with many believing that developer NetEase Games may be pitting them against low-level AI opponents to keep players engaged. Definitely feels like that. We know they're doing that in other games. I wouldn't be surprised they're doing that here. Discussion on this topic has only ramped up since Season 1 introduced Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman last Friday. Hero Editions brought more than changes to the current meta. As players began to tap into what made these new Fantastic Four characters tick, Reddit user Barky1616 shared a video showing an off-the-wall use for Invisible Woman's trademark ability. This clip shows Sue Storm turning invisible and somehow blocking the path of half the enemy team by simply standing in front of them. They don't try to walk around or fight her until she's booted out of invisibility mode, at which point the battle continues as you'd expect. It's a bizarre video that many are using as additional evidence to suggest that bots are quickly becoming a bigger issue for Marvel Rivals. So it's interesting, and we have the clip here. It's very short. I fast forwarded to where the guy actually goes and like sets up the thing. So Invisible Woman in invisible mode just stands right here because the path they're taking is all the same. That's unusual, I think, in and of itself. And they're just hanging out. They don't know what to do. Probably because they're told, hey, you can detect, like, obviously the AI would know where the Invisible Woman is at any time because it would know where every player on the map is. But it's probably not supposed to attack while she's invisible. And so she just stands there. And that's it. Like, that's the clip. Nothing happens. It's like, all right, if the rest of the team showed up, they could get swiped pretty easily. And then she pops out and they go nuts. Oh, attacking begins, you know. And so the thing happens. Yeah, it's interesting. It's wild. I don't know. I don't know if the bots are real in Marvel Rivals. Hopefully they aren't too bad. We know other major multiplayer titles heavily rely on bot players just to keep matches full and engaging. And yeah, it's not a new practice, but let's consider that maybe they are trying to keep players engaged by putting them in low level matches so they're like, oh, we dominated. I definitely feel that way when I play. So hey, you know what? Maybe I benefited from it, but I'm not any good at it. So there's also that. I'm just always in bot lobbies. Anyway, let's move on before I dig that hole deeper. Nintendo. They announced some new hardware. They announced some new hardware availability, and it's not the Switch 2. The Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo will be available in stores at participating retailers in March 2025. No Switch Online membership required, available while supplies last. So that's kind of cool. If you wanted an Alarmo but did not have Switch Online, now you can just go to the store in March and buy. They're probably just going to sell through these things. I don't imagine this clock sold really well for them. And even if it does sell really well, they might not restock until like later in the year. I don't know though. I don't know I don't know how these things actually work. I would just guess they planned on doing this because they knew the Switch Online members that like aren't scalpers were going to buy this thing as soon as they made it available, and then now everyone else, even if you have a Switch Online membership, you see it in the store, you go, oh, that's cool, maybe I'll buy it, but it's $100. So I don't know, is it worth it for an alarm clock meant for kids? Maybe if that's what you're into, like if that's like, you know, that you want the thing from Breath of the Wild to alert you and tell you you're sleeping in, then yeah, definitely get this alarm clock. Anyway, all right, moving on. Here we go. The big Switch 2 rumor. Switch 2 reveal imminent, courtesy of Eurogamer. First look reportedly focused on hardware rather than game lineup, as expected. As from Tom Phillips, editor-in-chief at Eurogamer, Nintendo's expected to finally unveil Switch 2 in just a matter of days. Now, this is as of January 13th. This is yesterday. Since Monday, and the time this video goes live is a Wednesday, but it's at the time of recording, January 14th, Tuesday, the buzz around the Switch 2 is approaching like a critical mass point where people are like doing literally anything they can to find out even the like tiniest morsel of a hint of an announcement. They want an announcement of the announcement at this point. And this is where we are. We've been waiting for the Switch 2 for so long. We know more about the Switch 2 than we probably should, but here we are. Industry whispers Eurogamer has heard over the past week have coalesced around a reveal this Thursday, 16th January. You weird European timestamp people. With a focus on the much leaked console itself, rather than a deep dive into its software lineup. Today, these whispers were first mentioned publicly by the Nate the Hate podcast, which previously leaked Microsoft's multi-platform publishing plans. More on that later. Writing on social media, The Verge's Tom Horn confirmed he also understood Nintendo planned to reveal Switch 2 this week. Without an official announcement, though, it's all just speculation. It's all just guesswork. Demigood, hello, welcome to the stream. While Nintendo is yet to announce anything, and announcement plans are always subject to change, which is literally what I was just saying, the growing sense that this week is finally the week we officially see Switch 2 for the first time fits with what Eurogamer has previously heard of Nintendo's announcement timing. So, you know, this week, likely. Like I said, it's like a critical mass point here with everything. What's up, Broforce? Thanks for joining the stream. We're just doing the game news, so let's get on with the article. Eurogamer has tracked Switch 2's road to release over the past few years and exclusively reported that the system's capabilities have been demoed to developers around Gamescom in the summer of 2023. We believed an early 2025 reveal was imminent as Nintendo sought to wring one last Christmas from Switch 1, but faced a ticking clock for when it would reveal the console's successor before its own self-imposed 31st March deadline. And amidst a growing ocean of leaks. Again, we know so much about the Switch. It literally, like, the Switch 2, we know so much about it without it having any of it being official. But it's like, at this point, we know, right? Just all of the leaks. Nintendo's reveal of Switch 2 hardware, when it comes, will finally put paid to speculation around the console's form factor. I don't understand that sentence. Before an expected full reveal of its launch lineup at a later date, it's believed. As for the console's actual launch, Eurogamer previously reported that Switch 2 will not arrive before April, following earlier plans that saw its arrival pushed to 2025 to ensure it arrives with the strongest launch lineup possible, which makes sense. A lot of devs have been working on Switch 2 games, supposedly, and we found that out this week, just all over the place. Nothing true, just a lot of rumors, but here we are. An announcement this week also fits neatly after last week's industry focus on the CES trade show and a week clear of Microsoft's own Xbox Developer Direct on Thursday, January 23rd. So, all of that just to say, hey, Nintendo is finally going to do something, maybe, and it's more likely to happen this week, but we don't know for sure if it's actually happening. Who knows? We could get something, we might not. But we do know this. That we'll have some news by March 31st. I would like it to be this week just so we can go ahead and get past what the Switch 2 specs are. Let's get that out in the open. Let's know what we're working with here, what we're going to have our hands on, what are the Joy-Cons going to be. You know, let's like confirm all of this and then let's get to the games, because that's what we really need to see. What's launching on this thing, day and date, year 1, year 2 even. You know, let's know what we're gonna get in the long haul. Is it backwards compatible? All these questions need to be answered. I'm looking forward to finding those out. If we do get a Nintendo Direct this week, I'll be reacting to it live as much as I can, depending on the timing and everything. But there will definitely be a video up on the channel over on YouTube for sure. Well, here on YouTube, depends on where you're watching from. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to our next topic here. As we get, all right, Switch 2 is reporting with more Switch 2 stuff, but this is Microsoft involved. Switch 2 is reportedly getting 2 major Xbox games, including Halo. Heavy rumors from VGC here. Master Chief may be coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and PS5, according to a reliable source. Flight Simulator 2024 and Halo the Master Chief Collection are both coming to Switch 2 and PS5. It's been claimed. Again, Nate the Hate getting a lot of attention this week. But according to Nate the Hate, a podcaster with a history of correctly reporting on unreleased video games, both games are planned for the system, as Microsoft plans to heavily support Nintendo Switch 2, which makes sense. They're probably going to get a ton of attention. They're going to have awesome sales. You know, the system's going to sell out day one, I'm sure. Scalpers are going to be all over it. And then by holiday this year, holiday 25, there's going to be a huge library, because it's not just the existing library. There's the Switch 1 library, and people are going to be all over this. This hardware is going to sell so well. It's also claimed both of these games will come to the PS5. Both games would be the latest traditionally Xbox exclusive titles to move to other platforms. Xbox first announced in February 24 plans to bring a wave of games to PlayStation and Switch, in what appeared to be a significant change of strategy, starting with Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. Later, Microsoft announced Doom: The Dark Ages for Xbox Series X and S, PC, and PS5, and confirmed that a PS5 version of Indiana Jones will be released later this year. The Outer Worlds 2 is also planned for PS5, which makes sense. It was the first one was on PS5, why not give them the sequel? This week, Nintendo acknowledged a series of Switch 2 leaks, which claim to reveal plenty of details about the forthcoming console. Last week, supposed image of Switch 2's Joy-Cons made their way online. If authentic, they corroborate previous claims of Switch 2 Joy-Cons would be slightly larger. Wait, did we just start a different article? What are we doing? Oh, it's just more articles. All right, I'm sorry. I got stuck on reading mode. Anyway, let's see. So let's talk about this real quick. Halo going multi-platform. I can't wait to have so many Switch games. It needs to be able to take Nintendo Switch cartridge. Let's talk about the possibility of Halo coming out on other platforms. And I'm of the camp that it's sad to see the exclusive go multi-plat, but it's not really sad to see Microsoft like try to inject new life into Halo. And Master Chief Collection is the way to do it. It is like the best value in games. You know, you get some really great titles. I don't know if they'll include ODST and Halo Reach in the base game. I feel like if they do that, the Xbox version doesn't need to have them listed as DLC anymore. They should also just come with the base game. But if they don't do it that way and they sell it as DLC, it's not a bad strategy. I mean, you're still getting Halo 1, 2, and 3 and Halo 4 all in one package with the multiplayer for those games, and it's a fantastic deal. Like it's some great games. I don't know, you know, it might be too little too late for this, but I would hope that this, at least on, definitely on like some Nintendo only people picking up Halo on Switch 2, finally get like, they get to see why we like Halo so much. At least the original trilogy. I liked Halo 4 a lot personally, but I'm not a member of the hardcore Halo fandom, as it were. I just like the games for what they are. Multiplayer wise, I mean, again, as long as it's using, I guess, Xbox's dedicated server infrastructure, and you still have cross-platform multiplayer, which why wouldn't there be? All these other games still have it, so you know, there's no reason to expect that the Switch 2 and I wouldn't be I don't see it not happening, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think it's good for Halo Studios to get something out that kind of you can already associate the branding with. Who knows if they'll add Halo 5? It would be okay if they didn't. Halo Infinite being re-released might be a thing. Who knows? Like I could see that, but that would also lead the next like major Halo game, the newest game that's being developed right now, to come out multi-platform. Would that happen? Probably, depending on how well these sell on other platforms, which I feel like you'll sell on better on PlayStation at first, but we'll see. There's really no telling exactly what's going to happen. But I feel like it's a smart move. Microsoft releasing games on third-party platforms has been successful for them. I think it's kind of a bummer to see the Xbox mascot be everywhere, in the sense that it's no longer like the Xbox mascot. It's just Halo is like Call of Duty at that point. It's just available everywhere, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not the brand that Halo built. Halo 1, 2, and 3, original Xbox and early Xbox 360 days, you know? It's kind of, yeah, I'm kind of middle of the road with it. It's great though. If you've never played Halo, it's a great opportunity to play some great games. But anyway, that's enough about that. We'll see what happens because it supposedly it's going to be launch window for Switch 2. We might get an announcement next week. We might get the announcement this week. I don't know, but we'll find out. All right, let's go to our next topic. Speaking of Xbox, the Xbox Developer Direct 2025 is scheduled for January 23rd, 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is 2 p.m. my time. No, noon my time. Excuse me. How do time zones work? I don't even know. So that's going to be weird, but January 23rd, we'll get closer looks at Doom the Dark Ages. Let's see, what do we got? Doom the Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, and then a fourth mystery game that we don't know anything about, but we have been getting rumors. I believe that's our next story here, but let's take a look at the article. Presented by the game's creators themselves, Developer Direct offers an in-depth look at upcoming titles, how they're being created, and who's creating them. Visit Compulsion Games in Montreal, Canada, learn more about South of Midnight. Head to Montpellier, France to see Sandfall Interactive for a look at Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Stop by Legendary id Studios in Richardson, Texas to check in on Doom the Dark Ages. And visit a surprise location to see another studio's brand new game. Fans should tune in on Xbox channels at 10 a.m. Pacific time, January 23rd, to see all the latest on Doom the Dark Ages, South Midnight, Expedition 33, and then the surprise mystery game. So, cool. I love beginning of the year announcements. That's going to be fun, you know? Like I like getting to see a little more about Doom the Dark Ages actually looks kind of cool. South of Midnight also looks good. So, getting to see more on those games. I don't know much about Expedition 33, but I'm excited to learn more. And then this fourth game, who knows, right? Well, we have rumors about that. GameSpot reports Microsoft to reveal new entry in legendary Japanese franchise next week. This is from George Yang over on GameSpot. Are we on GameSpot? Yes. Okay, Microsoft's reportedly announcing a new entry in a legendary Japanese IP, quotes, during its Xbox Developer Direct on January 23rd. Along with this new game, Microsoft will also show off Doom the Dark Ages, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and South of Midnight. According to Windows Central, this IP has decades of history and should make a lot of fans happy. The phrasing is rather vague, so fans have been speculating what the game could be. Ninja Gaiden is one of the first franchises to come to mind. While it's not exclusive to Xbox platforms, entries like Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 were. However, the Game Kitchen and Koei Tecmo recently revealed 2D side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, so a new fully fledged 3D entry is probably not likely. May not be likely is their words. It's probably not what it is. Another possibility could be Resident Evil 9, as Capcom already confirmed that a new entry is in the works with Resident Evil 7's director. A new Tales game could be announced as the franchise enters its 30th anniversary this year. Persona 6 announcement could be possible too, as Atlas has been relatively quiet about its 2025 plans after having an impressive 2024 release slate with Persona 3 Reload, Unicorn Overlord, and Metaphor ReFantazio. In other Japanese Xbox news, Final Fantasy VII Remake is reportedly set to release on Xbox sometime this year. Finally, Again, rumors, but it really just begs to question what, legendary Japanese franchise, decades, um, the speculative positive fanboy in me wants it to be Chrono Trigger HD 2D. Blow minds, right? Could be Kingdom Hearts 4. Nobody's talked about that in a very long time. And January is usually when Square starts talking about Kingdom Hearts. Some people have said it's Final Fantasy 16, but it says a new entry. So let's Final Fantasy 16 has been out, so it's probably not that. Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth are rumored for Xbox and Switch 2 this year, but I don't think this would be the place to do that because we're talking about a new entry. So I don't know. I don't know what legendary Japanese franchise we could be talking about. I don't know what to expect here, but I'm hoping it's cool. We got, the Mana game last year shown as a surprise, so I guess we'll find out. Next week on January 23rd, we'll try to do a reaction live as well there, like we try to do for all of these directs and announcements and states of play things. So definitely check it out. But yeah, super cool. All right, let's move on. Rumored remake of The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I think we talked about this last week. We got a little more info. It reportedly features improved combat and more, which I'm actually kind of interested in. A long rumored remake of the fourth mainline Elder Scrolls game reportedly features improvements to different gameplay systems. Rumors are heating up surrounding a highly anticipated but still unannounced remake. The remake of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion will feature improved gameplay and combat, according to a report from MP First. The outlet cites a mistake from a former Virtuos employee, with the employee revealing that the remake will have some changes to how the stamina, sneaking, archery, and blocking systems work, with the exact calculations for the systems being reworked in order to be less frustrating. That seems like a fair approach. This remake is allegedly being developed using Unreal Engine 5 and will also feature changes to the HUD in order to make information easier to understand. Also a fair point, because I tried this game way back on the 360, and I was like, this feels like a PC first game, and I don't know what I'm doing. Just me, being a console plebe here. I'm bad at PC games. This remake's been rumored since 2023 when a Reddit post from an alleged ex-Virtuos employee detailed that the company was working on the project alongside a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. Fuel was thrown on the fire of speculation when an outdated Bethesda Softworks roadmap leaked as part of the Microsoft versus FTC hearings. This roadmap included remastered versions of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and Fallout 3, two of Bethesda Game Studios' older acclaimed titles. Oblivion first launched on the 360 and Windows PC back in 2006, with the PlayStation 3 port being released in 2007. The game was widely acclaimed, winning numerous awards and selling over 3.5 million copies as of November 2011. Oblivion Remake would be ridiculous depending on what it looks like and how it plays, but oh my gosh, people would be all over this. We're not going to get Elder Scrolls 6 forever. They can re-release Oblivion on like 3 more Xboxes by the time Elder Scrolls 6 is ready. So, something to look forward to. I'm actually excited about this remake only because I played a little Oblivion and I really liked it. I didn't understand enough about what I was doing and didn't get too invested in the story. So this hopefully can draw me in, and I'm not going to get super lost like I do at Skyrim and end up in a cave that I get murdered in at level 5 and everybody in there was level 30. I didn't know what I was doing. It's not my fault. All right, let's move on to the next topic before I get mad. All right, in our last actual article, because we got a trailer at the end, last actual article, new Sony patent applications include AI-based anti-lag tech. This is on GameSpot. I thought it was interesting. Newly revealed Sony patent applications show AI tech that would predict player inputs to reduce online lag, and an accessory that would allow players to aim the PS5's DualSense controller like a gun. I didn't know about that one. AI patent application would use a machine learning based model or other system to predict predict and execute player inputs before they're actually completed, thereby offsetting some online lag. The system would use a camera and interpret player movements to make predictions. Another similar system could use incomplete inputs to predict what a player's next move would be. This sounds interesting and horrifying all at the same time. Because at what point are you not playing the game anymore? There's a diagram. We'll move on. DualSense patent was filed in June but made public earlier in January. Players would hold the right arm of the DualSense, aiming it like a gun and using the space between the right bumper and trigger as a sight. The patent suggests that this accessory could be paired with others like the PSVR 2 headset. Other recently filed Sony patents include a version of the DualSense which could store and charge earbuds. Interesting. And a controller which would change temperature based on what is occurring in the game. Companies file patents often, and they do not necessarily indicate the existence of a future product. However, they can offer a peek at what ideas any given company is considering. Sony's rumored to be developing a PS5 handheld. So the anti-lag system here and the way this is like rumored to work, it would have some kind of device possibly watching what inputs you're using and pressing, and then if you're playing, let's say, like a fighting game and you go to do a combo, it would kind of go, okay, you're gonna do X, X, and square if that's the combo, and then like if it lagged and you didn't press that second square, it would go, oh yeah, you were gonna press it though, so we pressed it for you, and then maybe you don't even notice, or maybe you're just struggling with a game and it's like, here, we'll just assist what you should do and do some of these combos for you to make it easier, and you'll feel like you're having a better time, which at that point sounds awful and scary, and I really don't want any part of it. I'm just gonna be real honest. I don't want to. I want to do the action, and I want to learn, and sometimes I want to like just veg out and not have the game remind me how bad I am and that it has to hold my hand to make me feel better. Like, I don't want to think about these things. So AI is going to be the end of us all, is the lesson learned here. I don't know if this comes to pass. It's gonna be a weird system. I really hope it would be very limited and virtually unused would be its best case. Like, hey, your connection's really good, we're never going to have to do this, but if it does suck, here's what we can do. I feel like it's gonna be mostly cloud gaming related, but who knows what Sony's got up their sleeve. They knows. All right, let's move on to our last thing. I feel like I've gone off the rails. I saw this trailer and I wanted to watch it like in full, but we've got Hyper Lightbreaker, a follow-up. I don't know if it's a direct sequel, but it's a multiplayer game from the people that made Hyper Light Drifter, and the style looked good and everything about it looks awesome, and we're gonna watch it. I love the visuals. I love good colorful games. And it's like a 3-player co-op situation. I think the maps are all randomly generated. Ever-changing worlds. I love this art style. Uncover the secrets of the overgrowth. Early access January 14th. So by the time this video goes up, you guys could download and play it in early access, which is super cool. And I'm very excited to see it. But that does it for the game news. Thanks for checking it out with me. Thanks for checking out the stream and this video. If you're watching on YouTube after it's been recorded, obviously we're not live. If you're watching it on YouTube, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe for more game news. And I'm going to play Marvel Rivals now. Y'all have a great night.